Hello, this is GinGurGurl, and I'm going to go do a little more in-depth explanation as to the autopilot today. Now, in earlier video, I kind of did just a run through, and on the autopilot, I described that there is the destination right here, along with the action button, both of which will take you to a location. Now, for example, if I were to click on the destination of a gate, it will take me just outside of the gate on my side. If I were to do the jump button on an active gate, that'll take me through it to the new location. That's a very key description, because for a while there I kept hitting the button and thinking for some reason I didn't have enough power to get through the gate, and then I realized I was just clicking the wrong button. Now, this is very useful when it comes to going to a planet. I find that by clicking on the destination, I get closer to the planet than I do by the action button, which takes me within view range. Now, if you're going to be doing a lot of traveling from sector to sector, which you should be, you're going to find it useful when you're out in certain areas that have lots and lots of, here, let me do it, items and objects in the area to be able to filter. And that's what I just did here. The Show All button is most commonly the default. Now, I like to go in and change it. So if I'm out in a sector, you can see there's a lot of stuff in this sector. And I'll describe what each of those is in a little bit in just a moment. But say I only wanted to be trading from player star bases and space gates. So what I want to do is, for me, it's easiest to do Show None, which takes away all the others, and then I can click on the ones I want. So in this case, the jump gate, and then star bases. Now I can easily see the player star bases that I want to trade at, and the the jump gates that I might want to travel to and from. So the filter system is extremely useful and very user-friendly, in my opinion, and can be changed and altered as much as you like. Also very accommodating is when you scroll through the different lists, you get kind of a little image, and sometimes it'll show you the location. Sometimes it'll just give you a rough estimation. When you're starting exploring and finding your own systems and you want to look up a planet, occasionally you'll actually be able to see the planet and get a good idea as to what you're looking at. It might just be a craggy rock. It might show you that it has an atmosphere. I always recommend going to that location just to be sure, but if it actually shows the planet, it does become helpful and helps you remember later on which is which. You can go in and organize each of these based on alphabetical or, well, the description. Here, if you want to find out what's close to you, you can find all of the nearby objects. You can do it alphabetical, which is useful and I use quite often when I am going from market to market. And my personal favorite is using these objects, which describes which each one is. These little 3 circles with the lines means that it's a colony, a player colony. The 3 squares that are connected are star bases. The little geometric eyeball here is a space gate. The circle with dots around it, of course, it says right beside it, is an asteroid field. If you get a circle with squiggles, it typically will show you in the image, but that's a gas giant. Sometimes they're named, sometimes they're not. And just a plain circle is going to be a planet. The skull and crossbones is, as it says, an encounter. Let me see if I can find that planet. Here, planet. Yeah. And then you also have moons. There's also another image of stars. Here, let's alphabetize it and we can find them a little easier. Moons, gas giants, or, like I said, by object. So there's our moons, there's our stars. We're in a binary system here. So there are 2 stars in this system. Rocky planets, there you go. Unless they're named, they of course have rocky planet beside them. So that's a pretty simple explanation as to that. Now you'll notice there are 2 here that have green dots. That's because those are mine. That is my colony and my starbase. I like this one the best as far as my organization, because then if I just want to pop over to my location, it's always right there at the top. And that's a pretty simple explanation with a little more in-depth information as to the use of the autopilot. As always, leave any questions or requests, and I'll do my best to explore and explain in future videos.